I want to. Google has doubled down on Sam Hartman. His parents are American Caucasians.
Wow.
So he is making him ethnically white.
He's a terrorist.
Yeah, he's. I mean, they're
Sleeper cell.
really selling. He's white. I think there's something. He's a sleeper.
He's a sleeper cell for sure.
You heard it here first on Guys on Sports. We've cracked the code on Sam Hartman.
Sleeper cell.
And of course he went to the Commanders, right? I'm pretty sure.
DC,
Wow,
real close.
To the Capitol. Wow.
Real
He'll fit right in with those guys. Throw on a suit. Walk downtown. He won't blink an eye.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Guys on Sports. The three of us are here once again. We have an amazing fun-filled, lots of facts we're going to be dropping for you today.
Yeah.
What are we doing? Well, I'm glad you asked. We are going to break down the NFL draft that just happened. We're going to be picking one player each from the first and second round of the real draft that is a must draft for your fantasy team, whether that be the actual player and where they landed, or a player that was already on that team that's going to be impacted by a player that got drafted in the first or second round. So tune in for that. We are also going to be talking about the rest of the NFL draft. We're picking one player each from the late rounds that will be a, maybe a must draft, somebody that, would provide value to your fantasy team, somebody that you should be looking at because where they went, they're going to be benefiting from it. Without further ado, we will get into TikTok Take.
Time to check my social media, to see who loves me online.
Alrighty, so we have two comments. The first one is kind of a callback before the NFL draft happened. Rocky said, I'll tell you who you should draft out of the running back room for the Las Vegas Raiders. It's the running back that they draft. They didn't draft a running back. So you're either picking between Zamir White and Alexander Mattison, who somehow I got sold with your spiel about not drafting him because I think it's a vibe thing. I think the vibes are there for Mattison, but GQ Phil, this is not from you, Phil. This is from another person.
He's an avid listener because he comments a lot.
Yeah, okay. GQ Phil, shout out there for continuously.
There can only be one.
He said Zamir gonna eat. So,
yeah, no, I actually have Zamir in a couple leagues, so I agree with that.
Yeah, people are saying Zamir White over Mattison, which makes me think I might be onto something about the vibes and how Mattison might be the guy, but I digress. So yeah,
I think
so you like Zamir White?
I do, but the Raiders did pick up, like they did undrafted free agents. They did pick up 3 running backs. So we'll see what happens.
Do they like Zamir White?
Yeah, I mean, if you're picking up that much, I don't think that you're secure.
I think Zamir White and Mattison might be the worst backfield ever.
Like all time?
Not all time, but it's pretty bad. Like I would not feel comfortable with either one of those guys.
Super uninspired, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
Hey, I think Mattison's worth the late flyer. I mean, I wish I could walk back what I said about taking him in the 6th round of drafts, but I'll stick with that.
I mean, somebody's got to run the ball. So, I mean.
That is true.
Yeah, Mattison has a greater body of work, but Zamir was, they didn't draft him in a late round. He was, I think, first 3 rounds.
Yeah, that's why they let Josh Jacobs walk, right?
They showed
Zamir.
So
waiting in the wings.
So sorry that they didn't draft anyone. It kind of sucks for the clip, but thank you, GQ Phil, for commenting. The second comment is from Life is Rated R.
Ooh.
This is kind of a callback. This comment is from 6 days ago, but we reposted a throwback of Rocky just foaming at the mouth for Jimmy Garoppolo. This was back when he got signed by the Raiders. He was in that black suit taking photo ops.
Turtleneck.
Yeah, everything was going right for Rocky. And then this comment said, then he made his way to L.A. He might be a genius. So he's got looks and he's got the brains because apparently he ended up with the Rams, at some point last season. So, any care to comment?
Hot take, Jimmy Garoppolo better looking as a woman than as a man.
I mean, I think
don't
it's even. I think that they're smoking hot.
So you get with either one.
Yeah.
Rock is fluid for Jimmy Garoppolo.
Yeah.
Now, this does beg to differ.
Like the question?
I can't. Words are hard. Sam Hartman.
I'm here to help you.
Sam Hartman.
Yeah.
Is that the new heartthrob?
Well, no. I mean, Sam Hartman, if we were drafting 5 hottest QBs right now,
He cracked the top 5,
He'd
you
make
think?
my list.
Yeah, Hurts is out after last
That's
season.
blasphemous.
Yeah, Hurts and
After
that
last
huge
season,
forehead,
he got way
he's
less
gone.
hot.
Okay, whatever.
But I mean,
What does that make Daniel Jones?
Daniel Jones was never in the top
Put a
5.
bag
I
on his
mean,
head.
the guy's got a neck that's like
He's
12
injured.
inches. Yeah. No, but I mean, Hartman's
that neck
he's
do?
a good-looking chap, but he's not Italian. I mean,
Yeah, he's no Italian.
Garoppolo,
I don't know. I feel
you're
like
going with an Italian guy.
he might be
every
Italian.
time. I don't think he
Might
is.
be a little bit at least. Okay, yeah. So those
Are we
are the
allowed to
comments.
look?
Thanks for commenting. Make
Thanks.
sure you comment and follow us on G1 Podcast wherever you currently browse the internet, and also make sure to like and subscribe. Before we get into the meat and potatoes of today's episode, a little word from our partner, our sponsor of the episode, Thrive Fantasy. If you are currently doing your daily fantasy, stop what you're doing, download Thrive Fantasy. You're gonna get a lot of cool stuff from us and them,
Super cool.
including a $250 match on your first deposit in the app. If you're already using Thrive Fantasy, use promo code GUYS, and then you can benefit potentially from that as well. During the season, they've got some free prop squares, including like Pat Mahomes 0.5 passing, LeBum James 0.5 assists,
The Bumpskins.
out of the first round James, that you can add to your parlay, make a little bit extra cash from that, and hopefully you continue to roll that over into some fortune for your friends and family. And then it would also benefit us out too. So scan the QR code on screen, click the link in the bio, do your daily fantasy through Thrive Fantasy.
Yeah. Do it.
So
Do
the real deep dive into Sam Hartman. He's American. That's all they're saying.
He's American. Are we all?
No,
He's
I think he's
American.
hiding something.
Are we
He's
all American?
His
He's
dad's a
just American.
surgeon.
He's Armenian.
Came from money.
Maybe he is Italian.
Yeah. Let's see.
He's a paisan.
Okay, cool. So the NFL draft was fun. It was a spectacle. A lot of offensive players in the top of that first round that we saw.
Yeah.
Philip, it's your turn.
My turn. I don't like it. I hate it. I don't like it. It's coming back.
What is?
Listen, you guys are fans, right? So, you know, it just comes back. It's like, I hate myself.
What are you going on about?
I hate myself for it. And it's just, it's something I battle with. But, I mean, it is what it is. Daniel Jones, he's back, baby.
Oh, my God.
DJ's back. I'm back on track. I'm back on the train.
Yeah.
You sound so
Bad. See,
convicted.
he had the best year of his career the year before. Bad start to the season. I'll give you that. But we did have one of the worst O-lines. And I'm talking myself into it. I believe it. They finally got him a legitimate weapon. Who knew you were right about crackhead Waller? He's ready to retire now.
Whoa.
So was he? If he's ready to retire now, not anymore. If he's ready to retire now, he took that money.
No, the Giants
He
made him
showed
retire.
up. No, I think his
And being thrown
substance
to
abuse.
by Danny Dimes. He's
Yeah.
like, I'm
He
going to
didn't
go
even
buy
get thrown to.
You know what, Danny Dimes?
Hey.
He's going to go buy a dime bag.
He looked like a
he needs
superstar in the preseason.
Preseason warrior.
Yeah, and then so was he all in last year? No, man.
Listen,
All I'm saying is they finally got him a legitimate. He's not throwing to Darius Slayton anymore.
What about Jalen Hyatt?
What about Jalen Hyatt had a decent year last year. That's something.
All right.
He's not. He's no
Fine,
neighbors
decent.
though.
He had 30 receptions, 400 yards.
Yeah, that's not bad. Who's playing quarterback? I mean,
Danny Dimes.
Yeah.
no. Who was playing quarterback for most of the year?
This guy, whatever his name was.
This guy and
Jersey-
another guy, right? Who was
Tommy
it?
DeVito. That's
Tommy
who it was.
DeVito. Yeah,
How
exactly.
dare you?
Is he on the roster right now?
Tommy DeVito is
He
a
should be.
national treasure. He's from Hoboken.
He is he's not from
shout out
Hoboken.
Hoboken. Oh,
He's
Likes
not
a
from
chicken
Hoboken.
cutlet.
He does like a chicken cutlet. Nah, I could agree with him on that. But all joking aside, Malik Neighbors, real deal, full package, way better than Romeo Dunze. He has wiggle, yak. I mean, that guy is Mike Evans without the strength and the height. I mean, he's just
Wait, say that again. He's
Mike Evans
Evans
without
without
Mike
the
Evans.
strength and the
And the
height
height.
and the speed.
and
Well,
speed. No, he has good straight line speed. But I watched his highlight reel. It's a bunch. No, he could get open, but he can't make anything happen after the catch that I've seen, or else I'm looking at a bad highlight. So.
Yeah.
Neighbors, explosive. He scored 98 percentile of the combine this year for athleticism. The guy's a rocket. They're saying he's the closest thing to Tyreek Hill since Tyreek Hill. That team has needed a wide receiver one since they traded away Odell Beckham. I don't see how this guy's not a slam dunk rookie this year. I think if you're not in Superflex, he's like number 1 or 2 in my eyes.
I'll be quick about it. I think yes, the player deserves a draft nod. Situation is not good.
Situation is great.
It's not good.
Situation is great. Situation is great. Darius Slayton went for 1,000 yards the year before. Why?
Poor listeners.
You can't get open if you're on your ass because of their offensive line.
Offensive line is going to be better this year.
But it can't be worse.
Yeah, with all the players you definitely drafted, right?
We didn't draft. We went out of free agency, got players. We've been drafting. First of all, we have a left tackle that's top 3 left tackle in the league right now. Right now, and that's not just me saying that. You go look it up. All right, the right tackle has been an issue, but they went and got veterans because I think the young players haven't worked. I expect the line to be better because, like you said, even though you were joking, I don't think it could be much worse than it has been. Yeah. It's going to be better. I think the real hurdle is if Jones is healthy to start the season, and because I don't trust who they have backing him up.
Yeah, who is the backup?
I forgot.
Tyrod?
No,
Tyrod's gone.
Jets. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would have trusted Tyrod.
Man, the other New York quarterback room is looking amazing. Aaron Rodgers, Tyrod Taylor, and then the dude from FSU that they drafted.
That's amazing. I like Tyrod's a good. Tyrod is solid though as a backup. I like Tyrod.
Really, really solid.
But Neighbors, I love Neighbors. I mean,
I would err on the side of caution because of who is throwing the ball and
I'm not gonna stop you right there, right?
The problem is because you don't have a running game to support either.
Jalen. Why? We didn't have a running game last year,
and the passing game sucked.
That's why?
No,
you think that's why?
It's also because of that's the cherry on top. You don't have a supportive run game. You have Singletary.
Oh, Singletary. You want to pull up his stats next to Barkley's? Awfully similar last year.
He's hitting deep here. He's
going. But they just gave. First of all, you're losing a draft pick for Saquon. Yeah, so when he goes down in game 3 and he's a fucking bust, I'm going to laugh in your face.
Oh, no. Will Shipley carry us?
They're going to lose a draft pick, and I think it's going to be a pretty high one, honestly.
Who cares?
Well, that's just like Philly.
Shipley will take care of it.
That's just like Philly.
What about Gainwell? Yeah.
Kenneth Gainwell will take care of it, too.
Gainwell, yeah. That worked out.
Yeah. Well, no. The passing game's not working? Throw it to A.J. Brown, Devonta Smith, or Dallas Goedert.
How'd that work out last year? How'd that work out the last half of the year?
See,
guys got exposed.
That's a loaded question, man.
Got exposed a little bit, huh?
Well, we also don't have we don't have Brian Johnson, so different story.
All right, your turn.
Yeah, okay.
Wait, I want to... Google has doubled down on Sam Hartman. His parents are American Caucasians.
Wow.
So he is making him ethnically white.
He's a terrorist.
Yeah, I mean, they're really selling he's white. I think there's something. He's a sleeper.
He's a sleeper cell for sure.
You heard it here first on Guys on Sports. We've cracked the code on Sam Hartman.
Sleeper cell.
And of course he went to the Commanders, right? Pretty sure.
DC.
Wow,
real close.
The capital. Wow.
Real close to the heart of the world right there.
Oh. No one suspects a good-looking quarterback.
Wow. Yeah. Better be checking his bag.
He'll fit right in with those guys. Throw on a suit. Yeah. Walk downtown. Yeah. He won't blink an eye.
Ethnically white.
That's crazy.
Alrighty, so I'm going to go to the second round, but at the top of the second round, Dynasty, redraft, who cares? Give me Keon Coleman. Keon Coleman, I think, let me set a little math equation here for you, right? No Diggs, only Khalil Shakir and Curtis Samuel. You got prime Josh Allen. What does that equal? That equals Coleman to take over Diggs's red zone potential, to score a lot of touchdowns. He's not the fastest, but he's got size. He's got sticky hands. He's going to be their red zone threat. Him and Dalton Kincaid will take care of the passing game. And you would think, Josh Allen, he runs a lot. Where's the passing? He didn't average. He had 579 passing attempts. That was the 5th in the league, tied with Jordan Love. So they're throwing the fucking ball.
They're throwing it out.
No matter who was there last year. They had Diggs, obviously, and that did well. It's Stephon Diggs, but Keon Coleman. I'm taking it. Plus, good podium guy.
I like Keon Coleman because, he's filling an automatic slot. Like you guys said in whatever episode we were talking about, there's receptions to be had, right?
Yeah.
So, I think only casuals think that Josh Allen's in throw the ball. Obviously, he's throwing the ball all around the yard. Yeah. I mean, So yeah, I love it. I mean, the volume's
listen,
there.
Josh Allen wasn't the problem. Josh Allen, if you look at the second half of the season,
They won without Diggs.
yeah, at the same time that Diggs was shit in the bed.
Yeah.
Josh Allen had the fourth best QBR too. Josh
right.
Allen was good. Josh Allen was a fantasy
No,
MVP last
Josh
year.
Allen was a fantasy.
Josh
he only
Allen
finished
took me to
outside
the
the
championship.
top 5 one time. That was 1 week. He had a 17 rating. It was a throwaway. Everything else.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And I think Keon was actually, to me, I thought he could have gone in the first 22 picks.
I think somebody once said Josh Allen is a horse.
Josh
And
Allen
I
is a horse.
stand correct.
And now he's got a fun guy to throw the ball to. I mean, not only is he
Not
gonna,
very quick, but he's...
Yeah, not very quick.
He can get open,
but
6'3".
I just like the fact that James Cook has emerged. Curtis Samuel, I think, is an underrated signing. Khalil Shakir is good. Like, I'm not going to disrespect Shakir here, but
Don't disrespect
I
Shakir.
think
Never.
Coleman inserting that, replacing exactly what Diggs did. That offense is going to be kind of humming.
Yeah. Well, in
I like
Buffalo,
it.
addition by subtraction, they got rid of Gabe Davis. Anytime you shed a night,
Okay,
I mean, it's a
That's right.
plus
Yeah,
positive.
shed him. Get rid of him. I actually do like Curtis Samuel a bit. If he could, the big thing with him is just staying,
gotta know how to use
staying
him.
healthy.
Yeah, when you
that's
got to
right.
know how to use them. Like, I think if you use them the way Carolina
Carolina
did a
did.
couple years ago,
Well, and
It works.
he was a flex player on most occasions last year.
Yeah. I stopped trusting him after that first couple of years in
Yeah.
the old Washington
Yeah,
there.
just
You know?
a fun guy to root for, and
Fun
he
guy.
should do well. So Keon Coleman.
Keon,
all
love
right,
you, baby.
well, I'm going to go with my pick, and I am going 100% chalk. Too many people in the NFL, there were rumors about they were overthinking things and who was the best receiver. Is it Malik? Is it Rome? No. God dang it, no. Marvin Harrison Jr. First of all, he's got the bloodline, a Hall of Fame,
I don't like how you said that.
Hall of Fame
Whole
father.
flame.
You know what he's done in the last 2 seasons? The 2 seasons he started at Ohio State, over 2,500 yards, over a 17-yard average, 28 TDs, and that was when people knew that he was the guy getting the ball.
Yeah, he's a stud.
Also could run a little bit. He had long receptions of 78 and 70, and he actually took the ball out of the backfield a couple times. Let's not overthink this. The reality is Mike Wilson and Greg Dortch are nobodies. They're second and third receivers.
Yeah.
Marvin Harrison is going to absolutely just kill it this year.
You're born, Phil.
Yeah, I know.
I'm sorry, I'm next. I'm looking
Yeah,
up
no,
stuff.
someone had to go chalk because if we're talking about must draft fantasy players from the first and second round, you have to go Marvin Harrison.
You just don't
Dynasty,
overthink it.
a redraft. Kyler Murray, good quarterback. Marvin Harrison, better receiver.
Name to me in the last 10 years a sure receiver, like a receiver that everything from stats to his family, like everything pointed to a Hall of Fame career. There's just none. I mean, Jamar Chase, there were questions coming out.
I was going to say Jamar Chase.
Yeah, he's maybe the closest, but he was shedding off an injury.
But remember when he had the camp problems too? He couldn't catch a
Yeah.
Yeah.
He missed his
camp.
first like 8 or 9.
Yeah, people were like, oh, I think I was one of them too. I was like, oh my gosh, like, should I have not drafted him everywhere?
I think that. All right, so I love Harrison, but he's like his dad. I think he's gonna be. So I think he's gonna be the most consistent receiver in this draft. He's gonna produce like every week. I think you'll be able to count on him for whatever he's gonna put up. But I don't think he'll have the same upside as like a Tyreek Hill week to week.
Everybody's saying that, and
I could be wrong.
I mean, no. I mean,
just-
everybody's saying we're overthinking it. He had a 100-yard a game average.
I'm
for
not saying it's a
2
bad
straight
thing.
Season. Yeah, but I'm saying like, what makes people say that? Can he not run routes? No, he can. Is he fast? Yeah, he runs like a 4.5. He's not 4.3, but he's quick enough for the NFL. Does he catch? Yeah, he does. Is he big? 6'3"? Yes. Like, I mean, we're saying this stuff, but to me, I don't get it. I just think we're overthinking it. I think he's the most chalk receiver. And I think there's going to be individual weeks. Like, is he ever going to catch 3 touchdowns in a game? Probably not.
Yeah, so I'm not
Malik
saying it's
might.
bad about Harrison. I'm saying it's like, well, last year I told you my philosophy. I like Mike Evans on my team because I know what I'm going to get from Mike Evans.
Yeah.
I like Amari Cooper because I could pencil him in for definitely some chance, like red zone targets, and he's going to probably catch 7 balls and go for like 80 yards. So Harrison, I think, is going to be that guy. Even when he has a bad game, he's going to grab,
Still
just because
70
of his
yards.
route run, he's going to grab 6 or 7, go for like 80, and then he's going to get red zone targets, and then he's going to have 2 touchdown games here and
The
there.
Cardinals can't be that good next year. They'll improve, but they can't be that good. And so you're seeing maybe some garbage time. You're seeing catch-up games a lot from
Yeah, and I think the only thing that you might be a little bit worried about is, does Kyler Murray finish the season? Like,
Yeah.
That could greatly impact him. I don't know offhand who the backup is, but
I don't know
it's
either.
a big downgrade for sure. So
Cool. Okay, so that is the first and second round of must-draft fantasy players from the guys on sports. Before we get into the late round player that's worth the draft pick, that's worth the nod, a little word from Chalkboard, who's another one of our partners, another sponsor of the show. Thank you, Chalkboard. If you do any fantasy football, Chalkboard is an app you should definitely check out. You're seeing it now on screen. Scan the QR code on screen as well, and then you get to join our group chat, our forums, our community of over 300 plus people. Not only do we post all of our videos in there that you can look back and see the archived information, but you're also taking part of a live group chat that you can ask questions in 24/7, like who should I start, who should I draft, all that stuff. It's in there. Rocky also does a cheat sheet. He lists the rankings of fantasy positions. Phil's got his picks. Thank you for that. And then Mark's got start sit. So it's a really cool app. It's entirely free to you. I would be doing it if I wasn't. I'm already in it, obviously, but if I was watching, I'd be checking it out. And it helps the show out. So we would appreciate if you did that. All right. Without further ado, the late round player that's worth the nod, Phil.
I can go first if you don't have yours.
I have 2. I'm trying to pick one. I think, all right, I'm going to just go with this one. Little bit of shot in the dark here. It's not super late, but I'm going to go with Troy Franklin, the Denver Broncos. There is
He fell.
Yeah, he fell. He's replacing Judy on that offense, and what I really like is that they went and got him after got what's his name, Bo Nix. Paired them back together.
Yeah, that's good.
So going forward, especially in dynasties, I don't think they went and got him for no reason. Obviously, that's a stupid statement, but I think Bo Nix being there has something to do with him being there. And he's a good receiver. I don't know what he'll look like in the NFL, but he's a straight up like a linear kind of route runner. He's strong, not like T.O. strong, but he can make contested catches. And he's pretty, I mean, you look at his numbers in college, he's pretty damn solid. So him and Sutton, I don't see why he can't get his fair share of those targets. It's not like Sutton's a target monster.
I mean, 100%. I'm taking Troy Franklin over Cortland Sutton in any type of league. Redraft,
100%.
dynasty, yes.
I think dynasty, obviously.
Well,
But
check these episodes out if you're watching or listening. But we've talked about players to avoid, and I think Cortland Sutton is one of those players for me. I'm not going to beat that drum again, but yeah, I think this is a great pick. You put him on my radar in real time just now. And a lot of people are saying too that the Denver Broncos think they got a steal in Bo Nix. Like that was the guy that they wanted.
I like Bo Nix.
They were
But
trying to throw
I don't
smoke
think you ever
screens.
say you take a player in the first round and then say, "God damn it,
No,
it sucks."
Yes, but
You know,
I mean,
like-
there are different stories that come out before and after about like Zach Wilson with the Jets, but Bo Nix was the guy that they start going on their draft board. They tried throwing a lot of smoke screens before the draft to try and not people like either jump or take him from the Broncos. But pairing him up with Troy Franklin, I think, is really cool, and there's a need there. So
I do like Franklin, 6'3". He's a little bit slight at about 188.
Yeah.
I just don't know why he fell.
Well, I mean,
Is
I don't
it
know. It could be
character
that
issues, or
it could be character, or it could be that they just don't like his frame. I'm not sure, but I will say this: there is one thing that we can say about the Denver Broncos: they have not been good at selecting quarterbacks, and ever since.
Yeah,
I mean,
ever
so
since,
like
yeah.
Him saying that he likes Bo Nix is not a ringing
Sean
endorsement.
Payton likes Bo Nix, and this is the guy that Sean Payton stamped for approval as far as drafting goes. But yes, John Elway loves tall white quarterbacks that don't work in the NFL, and this might be another one of those
Paxton
guys.
Lynch, baby.
Paxton Lynch is like the staple of that.
Paxton Lynch, 6'6",
Who was
that
the
guy.
one they traded for from?
Well, they had Joe
They
Flacco.
traded him to the
October.
Browns. And the Browns
Osweiler.
got a second round pick just to take the contract. It was
Nice.
fantastic. That
That's
second
good.
round pick, Nick Chubb.
Wow.
Brock Osweiler, Paxton Lynch. The list goes on. Trevor Siemian. The list goes on.
Trevor Siemian.
I just love it. Joe Flacco when he was bad.
So Bo Nix will be another Broncos draft record.
Zach Wilson, another white guy.
Bo Nix,
Yeah.
Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
Teddy Bridgewater broke that streak for a little bit.
Yeah.
Shout out
Kinda.
to Teddy Two Gloves.
He was black.
Yes, he was. Okay, cool. Yeah, I like that pick. I'm going to go with a guy that I think got, this is a late round segment, but the third round isn't extremely late. But this is a guy that I think should have gone a little bit later.
You're cheating a little bit.
Listen to who it is, because this is an unpopular opinion. All right, kind of an underrated, definitely unpopular opinion. I'm going to go with Blake Corum, the 83rd overall pick in the draft, a national champion. He has a lot of good things going his way now that he's in LA. I talked about him last week about how if he went to the Chargers, it would have been an amazing fit. And this guy definitely needed to go to the right spot in order for him to be fantasy relevant. So I think he's worth a nod. I'm going to drop some stats for you.
Go for it.
In 2023, he had about 1,500 yards and 18 touchdowns in 12 games before a knee injury. Last year, as we all know, he had about 1,300 yards, and he had a Michigan record 27 touchdowns. Now, why did he have that? It's not because he's this big, quick, elusive running back. It's because he has really good vision, and he had an amazing offensive line. He's 23 years old. He hasn't even developed a pass-catching ability yet, so that could be a wrinkle of his game that Sean McVay can teach him. They've got a good to great offensive line. Kevin Dotson on that right side of the line is the second best rated tackle since PFF started looking at him. He's got a savvy offensive coordinator, fresh legs. He's going to be a second punch behind Kyren Williams. We saw Kyren Williams go down last year, so there's the potential for Blake Corum to be the next man up. And I just think him being that complimentary back will give him legs in the NFL. Good dino pick. I would potentially take him as a late round flyer. One of the best handcuffs, I think, for fantasy next year. So Blake Corum, I like where he went. I'm feeling good about Blake Corum.
Yeah, Blake Corum, I don't like his size. I do think he's a good fit
5'8"
in that offense. I think he's a lot like Williams, to be honest. They're kind of a good 1-2 punch. 5'8", I don't like that size in an NFL back just to handle the pounding. But what I will say about him,
this is all nuts.
What I will say is he knows how to find the end zone. When you watch him on film, he doesn't do anything super
special.
impressive.
Yeah.
You're not excited about any of his runs, but you look up and he's always got 6 to 7 yards and a bunch of touchdowns.
What does a guy like Kyle Shanahan or Sean McVay love? A guy that just does their job. A player that has shown that they have winning pedigree, that they're not going to make too many mistakes. They almost know their limit in a sense of being a small running back that isn't quick or elusive, but a player that can run behind a very good offensive line and has good vision. He can get to the second level of defenses. They teach him how to catch the ball, or not even. It's not that he can't catch the ball. He just doesn't.
They didn't throw in Michigan. So.
It's that, and that he doesn't have an amazing pass catching ability, but it's there to be built on. So I think the receptions could potentially be built upon. Obviously, they can be with how J.J. McCarthy was not throwing the ball a whole lot. But yeah, I like Blake Corum. I don't know. I think it's a good late round flyer. He went very early in the real draft, which makes me think that the Rams like the guy and want to use him. He could have definitely been like a 6th or 7th round talent.
Size, they're probably they could probably borrow each other's clothes. So maybe maybe it's just the wardrobe.
Yeah, maybe
Could be the wardrobe.
Substitute head coach. Yeah.
Idiot.
All right, I don't hate that pick, even though I hate Michigan. My late round pick, and this should be one that you guys should circle, underline. I think I've been saying this for months. He's the most like Patrick Mahomes of any quarterback that came out of this draft.
Yeah.
Everybody's saying Caleb Williams. Not true. This guy had the unfortunate decision to be on a TV show that followed him around, and he looked like a complete douchebag. Everybody hated him, and so they turned against him. But they're missing
also had bad games, but yes.
Yeah. Spencer Rattler. Listen, he was a 5-star prospect. Everybody had him as QB1 that year. What has he done in college? At South Carolina, over 6,200 yards, 36 touchdowns with a 70% completion rate.
He had a quietly good season, yes. 2
good seasons. And before that at Oklahoma, he didn't have bad. 4,500 yards, 39 touchdowns, 12 interceptions working in Oklahoma. He pretty much dominated both SEC and the ACC, or not the ACC, the Big 12. And he had some signature wins. He beat Tennessee.
And conferences right. Okay.
No, they switch all the time.
Big college guy over here. That's true. Actually, you get a pass.
And and he had signature wins against Tennessee and Clemson when they were both in the top 5. So Rattler, he knows how to play. He's he has enough movement to get in and around the pocket and move around, kind of like Mahomes. Does have a strong arm and is a smart quarterback. I think this was an absolute steal, and I think we're going to be talking about this guy in the NFL.
All right.
Although I forget where he went.
New Orleans.
He went to
I think.
New Orleans, that's right. Yeah,
So-
and I like that fit.
So I was going to talk the opposite about the fit. I think it's good because the Saints have no
Quarterback.
future plans in quarterback. Derek Carr is Derek Carr.
Don't you dare disrespect the emo god.
Nah, Derek Carr is Derek Carr. I don't like how if the Saints do bad and they cut Derek Carr and they get an offensive head coach, yes, sign me up for Spencer Rattler.
Okay.
But right now, with the weapons that they don't have and the defensive coordinator and the organization lacks the ability to like look ahead.
Well, they
They're
have,
always-
they have no cap.
I was going to say they're always trying to catch up on dead cap and just what their cap hits are going to
But
be.
I
in
think
general.
that's like, to me, that sells it because I think that Carr is a candidate to be traded or to be cut because he doesn't have a lot of dead cap.
Rattler could be seeing playing time in 2024. Like that's I think pretty apparent with how he did last year. I don't know.
I
just
think hurts him. I think his freckles hurt him. That's what I think. People don't
People
like
like
a redheaded,
freckles.
freckled quarterback.
people tattoo freckles.
Hate is
They
hate.
want them 'cause they miss them.
Yeah, but not those kind.
think
It's
he's
usually
typecast.
a girl.
Yeah, that's
It's
fair.
usually cute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not cute on him.
That's
Sarah-
my. I
Sarah
mean,
taking
I
freckle
tell
tattoos.
you, every draft that I'm in, I'm taking him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I like the
Taking
pick.
him.
All right, Rasheen Ali. I'm just saying that name.
Okay.
Rasheen Ali.
Okay.
What about? I was shocked one of you guys didn't take Jerry Rice's son.
Why?
Absolute
Yeah.
perfect fit.
He went
with
to the Chargers.
They need receivers.
Yeah.
He's
too.
another guy. He's like Marvin Harrison Jr. Like he's got. I mean,
He might have a chip on his shoulder now too.
he does.
If he
Well,
didn't have a
just
bigger
like
one.
his dad. His dad came out of his.
Not with Josh Palmer around there.
Josh Palmer is like my wide receiver 2 in Dynasty right now, and I don't know if I should be proud or not of that.
No, you should not be proud.
Actually,
News-
no, he's wide receiver 3. I got
News
Nico and
break:
Jordan.
Jared Allen is not playing for the Cavs tonight. Dang it!
Pure
Why?
magic, baby.
He's hurt.
Because he's scared.
You scared
Anthony.
I think Cleveland wins the series, though.
Okay.
Okay.
There's going to be a lot of shit talking if they do. Let me just say, I've been saving it up.
Yes.
These pricks.
Mike Trout, torn meniscus.
Yeah.
Oof.
No, we're just throwing out news now. Breaking
I'm checking
news.
my sources here. All right.
All right, that's the show.
That's the
Thanks
show.
for sticking around. Please like, subscribe, comment. Let us know if you liked our takes. Let us know who you are definitely putting on your draft radar after the NFL draft happened. We'd love to hear from you. Tune in next week when we talk about more fantasy football. We are Guys on Sports, and we will see you on the next one.